What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Life's a Dance podcast. As always, thank you for pressing play. I am your gracious host, Trey Culotta. Today, sticking with our February theme of love, we are actually going to take a look at the flip side of love, which for me is being taken advantage of. Because sometimes in life, we allow ourselves to be taken advantage of either because we love that person so much and we think that they truly love us back, or because we are afraid of losing somebody's approval or, feel guilty in some way, shape, or form. It can happen emotionally. It can happen financially. Somebody can take advantage of your time and your energy. Somebody can take advantage of your generosity. And I'm pretty sure most of us have been on both the giving and the receiving end of being taken advantage of. I personally have felt this, have gone through it a lot in my life. Because, friends can take advantage, romantic partners can take advantage, family members can take advantage of your love for them. And personally, if you want some anecdotal evidence, let's rewind the clocks all the way back to little baby Trey. So baby Trey was an only child, no siblings. So I was constantly seeking approval, not just from my parents because they were basically the only people I was around the majority of the time, but also throughout my formative teenage years from my friend group and, basically any relatives that were close to me, which there weren't that many. It was because we lived far away from like the nuclear group, any extended family that my mom and dad had. So I literally played this game my entire life. All I ever wanted was to gain people's approval and for people to like me. So I would let them take advantage of me in order to feel as though I was being liked. I mean, there's so many examples of this, like just giving friends money, letting them borrow things when I really didn't want them to borrow things because I knew they were going to lose them. Giving into doing certain things for my parents just because, I thought that was going to give me the approval that I needed. And we're not even scratching the tip of the iceberg when it comes to relationships. Are you kidding me? I literally used to equate like my self-worth with whether or not I was in a romantic relationship. So let's talk about all the fucking damage I did to myself by allowing my boyfriends and even my ex-husband to, verbally abuse me and put me down, take advantage of the fact that I was successful and a breadwinner and, take my money, use up all my credit, and things of that nature. So I see a lot of this happening all around me. I mean, people that stay in relationships with friends who for way too long that take advantage of their generosity. And why do we do this? Because we have an emotional connection to them. It's not like my ex-husband or any of my ex-boyfriends were necessarily bad people. I mean, I had to have fallen in love with one or more characteristics, right? Like there had to be some glimmer of shining, light. But that's what happens with, and this is where gaslighting comes into play. Because when you love somebody so much, it's easy for somebody who is manipulative and narcissistic to take advantage of you. I mean, my mother's been making me feel guilty my entire life about the choices that I've made. She's gotten better, now that she's a grandmother, but I mean, thinking about outsiders' perspective, looking in, a lot of people that I know that have friends that take advantage of their generosity or just emotionally drain them because they know that they're the ones that are always going to listen. I actually had a friend of mine call me the other day, asked me to borrow money, and I gave it to her. And part of me was like, I don't think I should do this. But it wasn't so much money that I was afraid to like never get it back. And I had a little bit extra. So I figured, okay, I'm being the generous friend. And she says she's going to pay me back. So I believe her. And turns out I haven't seen a penny. So is it shame on me for being the generous friend? Or shame on me for not seeing or not paying attention to that gut feeling? Yeah, it is. I mean, that's all it is. It's like, and I'm just tired of people feeling like they have to feel guilty for standing their ground and setting a boundary and saying, I don't have to live by your rules or by your approval. Like, I don't need your approval in order for me to be happy. Like, I am allowed to say no. I am allowed to not let you take advantage of the fact that I'm a nice person or that I care for you. Like, I am allowed to set that boundary just because I love you and I appreciate you as either, my romantic partner or my parent who took care of me my whole life or my best friend who I've known since, middle school. It's like, I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you shit. Because at the end of the day, like, I have to take care of myself first. But that doesn't mean that I don't love you. And I think that that's where things get muddled and confused. Like, we have to continually prove that we still love that person by letting them take advantage of us or letting them make us feel guilty. It's like, are you enough with that? Enough. It just has to stop. It just really sucks. It just really sucks feeling like you've been taken advantage of or this person is making me feel guilty again, and for what? And I'm sacrificing my money, my time, my energy and not getting anything in return. At the end of the day, it's got to be a two-way street. And yes, Mom, yes, Dad, you guys raised us, our whole lives. And for that, we are grateful. But shouldn't the reward be knowing that you raised a human that knows when to stand up for themselves and not let somebody guilt them into something? Same with a friend, whatever. And unfortunately, sometimes you just got to let those relationships go. I mean, if you're not willing to stand up for yourself, then maybe it's time to put some distance between you and whoever that person is in your life. And that is also difficult and probably warrants its own episode. But today's episode is really more about just gaining clarity around this because I feel like it's rampant. And, so I guess the question is, I'm putting the question out to you. Like, what do you do when you feel like somebody in your life is legit fully fucking taking advantage of your kindness or your status or whatever it is? Like I said, I've done it. I have been both the person who has been taken advantage of and, even though I'm not proud of it, the person who was taking advantage of somebody else. And I'm not proud of it. But it's the truth. And are there areas in your life where maybe you're the one taking advantage of somebody? Maybe you're the one that needs to take a look in the mirror and assess if that's the case. Because it could be you. It could be you. But I'm here to tell you right now that you are allowed to live your best life and not have to feel like you have to justify to anybody else if they're not, in your circle anymore, if the relationship isn't serving you anymore and you feel like it's just take and not give and take, then you have the right to walk away. I am giving you the permission in case you can't find it anywhere else. Mama Trey is giving you the permission to walk away, okay? Because you don't have to put up with that shit. I still struggle with it, but I'm doing my best out here. And you guys give me confidence. And I think about me maintaining my character and my reputation And I want to do better so that I can inspire you guys to do better. And I'm just sorry. I'm just done with people making me feel guilty about needing to do things in order to live my best life. Like, I'm just kind of fucking tired of it. Sorry, getting a little emotional here. But I guess that's what this is all about. Is being fucking real. So if you've had a similar experience with any of this, if any of this is resonating with you, please, I would love to hear your thoughts, What are you going through? How do you deal with it? How do you handle it? Because sometimes it's hard, it's just really fucking hard to walk away or not feel guilty for putting yourself first instead of putting somebody else in their bullshit. Or their, not necessarily bullshit, or their needs first. Like, can't it be okay for us to put ourselves first without feeling guilty? I don't know. I'm struggling. Your girl Trey is struggling with this. I think, again, I've struggled with it my whole life. So, hopefully with your help, I can figure it out. So, I need some advice, people. Help me. Like, share, put something in the comments. And I guess until next time, let's dance, people. I love you.